part of like that legacy side of what my dad did, he always talked about he wanted to build something he was proud to put his name on, and that he wanted to build a company that took care of families. And it just felt like it aligned really well with the mission of build a better dirt world. And sometimes we have to explain when we talk about dirt world, it's a very broad definition, meaning mining, infrastructure, construction, landscaping, transmission, kind of anywhere that your boots are getting dirty, they're in the dirt, right? Man, that mission really resonates with me. And this is why I realized, although I was very successful, I was a little bit ashamed of what I did. And we're all proud of being in construction, but at the same time, we're all a little bit embarrassed. And let me show you how that would show up. It would be like this. I just do construction. I just move dirt, right? Like, why am I saying just? Like, what's wrong with running a successful business that's doing 40 million in revenue that I feel like I need to preface it with, I just move dirt? Like, what in the world? And I realize it's because there's a lot of people who think that construction is a second plan. It's a plan B. It's a dropout. I couldn't do college, wasn't smart enough to do college. And I felt like that's just not the case. And we met this individual who he was working at a coal mine in North Dakota or South Dakota, maybe. And he was a mechanic. He was fixing a bucket on drag line, 103 cubic yard bucket. I mean, massive. Drive probably two of those wheel loaders and sit it inside the bucket.
Right.
It's moving dirt so coal can get to the plant. Bucket breaks. It's minus like 22 degrees at night. And this mechanic decides he's going to help make sure that bucket gets switched out that night and is ready to run the next morning so that they can get the material uncovered. People can haul coal to the plant. No coal is very polarizing right now, but let's just remember people who were in minus 22 degree weather needed heat, and this plant was doing it. Right? This guy works all night to repair it, but it's so cold that he decides, I don't want to go back in because I don't want to warm up and then have to come back out into the cold. By the time the night's over, his hard hat's frozen to his head, right?
Wow.
Which there's a safety side of it. And I know there'll be some listeners who, key in on that. I agree. But just think about it. This guy who's working in an industry that's probably polarized in a pretty dark way did that to make sure people had power. Like that is like community service. That is construction workers, this industry should be equivalent to public safety. Like, yes, we're not putting our life on the line in the same way, but there's risk associated with this. Why can't we, when someone walks in who's wearing a safety vest, say, hey, thank you for helping take care of our community? And when I realized that I could have a part of helping change that narrative, I thought, this is a way I can give back to an industry that's helped me, do well and be in a position where I can give back. And I'm like, I want to give back. I want my son, if he decides that he wants to be in construction, I want him to be able to be proud of that and say, I'm a construction worker and I love to build with my hands.
Right.
So I think that's really what probably led me to decide this is what I wanted to do. And then as I, joined with them as an investor and I watched the business, I started to see, hey, I have a skill set that's good here. I like numbers. I understand the industry. I can contribute. And so I was able to say, hey, I'm going to have some time. I'm going to step away from the business that I'd grown. Do I fit here? If so, where and how? And, like I said, over about a 2-month period, we came to the decision that I could probably help as a CFO, and it's been super fun.